It doesn't matter how powerful your daddy might be, whether it's the George Bush daughters up to their usual shenanigans, or that one member of the family who might try to keep away from foreign leaders, the Secret Service will do all they can. I'm Board Badger and I'm guest hosting for American Eye, and here are secrets of the presidential families. Number 9. Lifetime Secret Service protection. Before we dig up a little bit of dirt on presidential families, primarily presidential daughters, keep in mind the level of secret protection they get. Once you become president, you'll notice you get quite a few perks, but often aren't set up with any kind of retirement plan. Some of those perks don't end once the term is up. Any former president and his family are entitled to the benefits of having Secret Service follow them around all the time. This includes the former First Lady and his children until they reach the age of 16. If the former lady decides to get a divorce or the former president passes away, she loses rights to Secret Service protection. Imagine just trying to go out with some of your friends, but you got some men in black goons following you around packing some heat. Maybe the president uses his Secret Service to keep an eye on what his wife is doing during some of those long business trips? There have been some reports of some of the First Ladies not being very easy to work with, and they would often demand more privacy. Number 8. Jenna Bush. It doesn't matter how annoying or snotty some of the people the Secret Service have to protect, it's their duty to just do it. Sometimes the kids just simply don't make it easy for them though. The first scandal from the Bush daughters happened in 2001 when they attempted to buy alcoholic beverages with someone else's identification. According to some sources, Jenna and Barbara Bush would purposely try to lose Secret Service protection by running red lights or by simply taking off in their cars without telling anyone. This was documented in the book called In the President's Secret Service, behind the scenes with agents in the line of fire and the presidents they protect. He also claims in one case in 2005, Jenna Bush's now husband, Henry Hager, got so completely trashed at a Halloween party, the Secret Service had to drive him to the hospital. No one said that in the job description. In any case, the Bush twins are known to throw a wild party every now and then, so we're sure there's more they're keeping secret. Number 7. Ashley Biden. The former vice president's daughter, Ashley Biden, was also invited to the White House, and it seems as though she might have partaken in some wild activities as well. There was one video online that one of her supposed friends leaked, which apparently showed Ashley Biden snorting a line of cocaine. Her father, Joe Biden, refused to give any comment about the allegations. That's probably not a part of official executive policy. Some people aren't really sure if that was actually in her video, but it wouldn't be too surprising if it was. Ashley Biden was also said to be quite the partier back in Tulane University, that many of the frat guys were going after her. It was confirmed that she was arrested in 1999 for marijuana possession, but there was no official detail of any conviction. Biden has a very strict policy on drugs, so you have to wonder how well the government would be able to cover up a type of scandal such as that. She's currently married to a doctor and seems to have put on some of her partying days behind her. Hopefully she wasn't a bad influence to any other presidential daughters we'll get to later. Number 6. Meghan McCain. Although the presidential candidate and former war veteran John McCain didn't make it as president, we'd like to introduce you to his daughter anyways. You probably never could have imagined she was related to the old fuddy-duddy who is her father. She's described herself as a Republican with liberal views, but has often identified herself as an independent. It's not really her political views people are concerned with though. Photos from tweets a while ago would make it clear to everyone she's been blessed in all the right places. To top it off, Meghan McCain revealed that she enjoys getting a little bit freaky. She even claimed that Sarah Palin lied about having a daughter who was pregnant, and admits to gaining weight during the presidential election from eating too many Snickers and drinking too much Starbucks. Her and her father aren't so close anymore after they disagreed about same-sex marriage. Please tell us more, Meghan. We're waiting for some more secrets. Number 5. Noel Bush. This one is actually a presidential niece, but you better believe she's been surrounded in a never-ending family of politics. One of the crazy Bush family members was arrested for possession of Xanax medication without a prescription. In case you haven't heard of Noel Bush, this is Jeb Bush's daughter, or George Bush Jr.'s niece. A judge let her off with very little jail time, and she only had to appear at rehab. She was then jailed for 3 days after she broke the terms with her program. She was finally sentenced to 10 days in jail after they found crack cocaine hidden in some of her shoe. Jeb Bush has reached out to the media asking them to leave his daughter alone with all the tabloids and whatnot. But maybe she should just keep herself out of trouble and this wouldn't be such a huge deal. She was arrested again for trying to get Xanax with a fake prescription in Tallahassee, Florida. Maybe we'll get to more on the Bushes later in this video, but this family seems out of control. Number 4. Patti Reagan. Although she goes by Patti Davis now, she's still got a presidential blood running through her veins, whether her father likes it or not. Patti grew up during a time of free love in the 1960s and 70s when a liberal revolution was taking place. She seems to be quite open about her body despite her father being one of the most Republican presidents we know of today. She's known for doing a total of 2 Playboy shoots, and a second one even recently, which she claims that getting back in Playboy gave her motivation to get physically fit and hit the gym. It almost seems as though she tries to defy her father as much as possible. Getting along with her and her mother wasn't easy for her after the first shoot, and she described them as distant and abusive. Patti does admit that she was quite the wild child in her autobiography, and she wishes she could have kept herself in check a little bit better. Playboy cover is also pretty risque, and we're not allowed to show you. But there's always Google. Number 3. Alice Lee Roosevelt. When your father quotes, "I can do one of 2 things. I can be president of the United States, or I can control Alice. I cannot possibly do both." You know you've got yourself a pretty crazy presidential daughter. Back in the day, Alice Lee Roosevelt was somewhat of a celebrity back in her day. Her father had already made a fortune importing opium from China, and you can kind of say that she was a spoiled rich girl even before her dad was president. Theodore Roosevelt became president in 1901, which made her 16 at the time she was welcomed into the White House. She was often the subject of scandal, given the nickname Princess Alice, and was involved in numerous affairs when she got married a few years later. But hey, even if her father can't control her, we doubt her own husband would even be able to come close. She cheated on her husband, who was a congressman, and bore the child of a different politician, who was a senator of Idaho. Number 2. Obama's daughter. Secret Service might need to get a raise if they still have to deal with Malia Obama, or Barack Obama's family still. A video of Malia Obama went viral of her being pretty wasted at Lollapalooza Music Festival. I mean, sometimes they have to pretend like they're normal people, right? We can only imagine the amount of security at this event. For those of you who don't know, Lollapalooza is a historic 4-day music festival which takes place in Chicago each summer, where there are often drug overdoses and hundreds of people jailed for possession. She was escorted out of the festival in a golf cart this year for partying a little too hard. Also, be sure to check out the video of her rocking out pretty hard to some music, possibly under the influence of rock and roll. With a name like Lollapalooza, you have to wonder what exactly she was smoking. But that's not all, you guys. This former presidential princess is currently 19 years old, so you know what that means too. College parties. Just recently in 2017, Malia appeared to have snagged herself a mystery man at a Harvard-Yale tailgate party. The Secret Service must have had a few situations like this where deadly force was authorized, but not this time. Number 1. Melania Trump. And of course, how could we forget about the current presidential family? The Trump family has been in office for just over a year now, but there is something a little unique about them. Besides Louisa Adams, who is from the UK, there haven't been too many foreign-born first ladies recently until Melania Trump. But you wouldn't expect the leader of the free world to be getting with some fugly chick, do you? Our current first lady was born in the city of Novo Mesto in the country of Slovenia and is 47 years old. Before she made it to the White House, she posed for quite a bit of fashion work and met her husband, Mr. Donald J., at a party in Times Square, New York. This wasn't his only Eastern European wife, and before her, he was married to Ivana Trump, having 3 kids, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric Trump. Those kids might have been a little bit surprised to hear their new stepmom pose completely nude for a British magazine in 2001. While we're at it, let's go ahead and dig up some dirt on the first kids too. Donald Trump Jr. and the rest of the family have posed for trophy photos of his exotic hunting conquests, including a photo with a leopard. It's possible they may have shot an elephant, a hyena, and some gazelle. Eric Trump has recently refused Secret Service agents. And Tiffany Trump is just a perfect angel. Or is she?
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button for new videos every day.